afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. So today we're gonna go ahead and implement Zustand for remix, and I really like Zustand. I felt like when I used it at Gridiron Survivor, I felt like it was really easy to digest versus like Redux. So I feel like this is a very easy, beginner-friendly state management for us to all go ahead and play around with or implement and use here. So I want to go ahead and tell you that from our stream yesterday, what we did here is that, as you can see, our app is up and live and thriving. So we implemented some light colors there. After I did that, I went into the Tailwind config and I added custom theme colors to it to go ahead and say that for any of since Tailwind, its default mode is already light mode. So I just had to go ahead and implement a dark mode here as well. So as you can see, yeah, so this is what we did thus far since yesterday. So I hope to go ahead and make little incremental changes every day, and I hope you'll be along to go ahead and see the process, see how it happen. I mean, I'll still make a little changes behind the scenes, but yeah. Okay, so this is what we have thus far. We're gonna go ahead and implement Zustand. Let me know if the music is too loud or anything like that, so we can adjust as we go as well. Excuse me. Ooh. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead. And I think the Zustand beard is so cute. I think this little logo is super cute, by the way. Okay, excuse me. Maybe it's all like the pollen in the air. I don't know, but I feel some type of way right now, but it is all good. Okay, so what we're gonna do... Alright. With the okay, one thing I've definitely learned from building projects is to go ahead and implement all your state management early. And so we're gonna go ahead and use Zustand, so that will help us capture our state for dark and light mode, and that will help persist the changes that the user chooses. So yeah, let's go ahead as we did it before. We're gonna go ahead and install the packages. So let me just stop running what I currently have right now. Okay, it should be turned off right now. We're gonna go ahead and do npm install Zustand. Okay, I think it should be okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna have a component, and then we're gonna have routes, and then we're gonna also have lib store. So in Zustand, as you can see, we're gonna create a store, and the store is a hook, so you can put anything in it. So for this, when I think about folder structure, because the way you implement your folder structure is really important, because you want to be able to find all your items quickly, or not your items quickly, but you want to make sure. I heard something behind me and I was like, oh my god, I don't know what that was. Okay, that was kind of weird, but the way I understand it is that you want to make sure you organize your data in a very simple manner, so that you can go ahead and be able to test and work efficiently, because there's no point to go ahead and make say for instance this component right here, there's no point in making like a dashboard and then a main profile picture and that profile component lives somewhere else. So yeah, we're definitely gonna do it like this. I thought I brought it. Sorry, let me grab my water quick. The Shellabella color. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on this. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oops. Gotta move all my hair. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on this then. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on this. So we're gonna go ahead and create our store folder that will hold all of our states. The hooks. So let's go ahead and add it. Okay, so it's gonna be components, and I want to add, oops, not in here. I want you to be outside of components. Wait, cancel. Yeah, no, that's something different. We'll do it here, but I'll move it. I'll move it outside. Okay, yes. We want to move it into app. Okay, app. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. So this is what we're definitely going to go ahead and do. We're going to go ahead and move the store into the app folder. And inside that folder, we're going to go the set function merges state. The set function merges state. And so bind your component, and that's it. Okay, how to use, so it isn't boilerplate or opinion if it has no connection to be explicit. Okay, so in here, let's go ahead and implement our, in this store, there's no particular file, but I think there's a repo, updating state, mutable state merging, testing. I really also want to go ahead and get some testing for this project as well. Let me know what you would recommend. I definitely have been, I'm used to just testing. How about unit testing React? I would love to know if they have any other suggestions, but it seems like just is our best option. How would I phrase it? Let's go ahead and phrase it a little bit better. What is the best unit testing React framework? Okay, so there's just Mocha, Cypress. It aims to run on any heavily influenced by other unit testing. I think it's okay. RTL. Okay. I think it's okay. Just is not React is a test run on steroids, but now you can use JS with it. Mocha, okay, so I love this. I love that we're reading all the pros and cons available for this, and then we're gonna be able to decipher and pick from here about which testing library we're gonna go ahead and use. So let's take a look. So easy to use module mocking feature with support for ES6 imports. Cons, you can get slow with a lot of imports. I don't think I'm gonna do a lot of imports that I know of. Okay, so it runs like unit tests, slower than other unit tests. Failures can be inspected by dumping raw HTML. Cypress. Is Cypress only for web only? Yes, it runs tests in the browser. When I use tests, I use Jest and I use Playwright, and it seems like Cypress is for component testing. Okay. Just as not a React testing library, React testing library is the unchallenged standard for some things that I've tried. Just easy to use mocking feature with support for ES6. Mocha is super fast. It's a test runner. You have to install libraries for everything else. Good luck mocking ES6 imports. Okay, so we definitely want to mock. I really want to do more testing with integration testing when we start doing fetching to the API calls. So I definitely want to make sure that we have that. You can see your component in the browser as it's tested, and after a test, you can travel through time and review what happened. Build a dummy app with your component, render in it so it can be slow to start. In a way, it seems like Cypress testing is very similar to playwright testing. I'm familiar with playwright testing because it will open up like a pop-up and actually go onto your website and walk it through step by step of what you indicate it for to do. And I really like that. So I think I might go with Cypress for this. And let's go ahead and look into doing that. Cypress testing. Because I wonder, is Cypress for unit testing? Because if you look at a pyramid for testing, there is a unit testing on the bottom, integration testing on the middle, and then because you think about like Maslow's hierarchies triangle, there is a pyramid for testing, and their bottom is unit testing, integration testing, and then end-to-end testing. So as you keep going up higher, the more expensive it will be to do the full integration end-to-end. Going from front end to the back end testing versus just doing unit tests with the small little chunk piece of code. So I want to make sure, for me right now, I want to go ahead and just make sure to do just unit testing as of right now. But okay, so watch your end-to-end and component test run. It seems like it will do end-to-end testing for me, and also it will do unit testing. So it seems like it will be both. Oh no. I was like, it's blocking the view. I can't see it. Oh, anymore. You know what? You didn't get to see all my fun activities that I was Googling. Okay, now you get to see all the fun activities I was Googling, because I was looking at all of these fun stuff. As you can see, I was looking at Cypress, and then you didn't. Oh, bummer. I don't think you got a chance to see it, but we'll come back to it. So, yeah, because I turned it off. I turned off the server for it. But okay, let's go ahead and implement our Zustand first. Did I exit out of Zustand? Oh no, okay, it's still there. But okay, so we're gonna add update state, and you can update state with the call provided set with the new state. Deeply nested with Emmer to update nested values. Okay, so what I am gonna do is I am gonna go ahead and do it like they did here. So we're gonna go ahead and use our store to go ahead and get started. Okay, so in this store, we're gonna go ahead and create a file. I am gonna call it theme store right now, and the reason why I'm gonna call it theme store is that feel free to let me know, because I'm gonna make separate stores for separate different states, and as of the moment, oh, I think it does. I think, did I misspell that wrong? Did I say that wrong? Feel free to let me know. Please let me know how to pronounce your name as well. Mavrut? Let me know if I stated that right. But we're gonna go ahead and add in our theme. Oop, I didn't even fully That's my fault. I didn't even fully theme store dot. I'm gonna go ahead and since for this tech stack, I'm basically trying to use a little bit more of TypeScript. I'm gonna go ahead and do a TSX. So I'm gonna create it similar to what they have here, where they're gonna go ahead and import the create function from Zustand. And in the Zustand, we're gonna go ahead and create the function that constantly use the store. We're gonna go ahead and update our theme, because as you can see here, what they're doing here for this function that I'm looking at is that they are gonna go ahead and update bears, or it seems like their initial count for bears is going to be at 0, and then they're going to go ahead and have this function that's going to be updated every time that we increase a population. So it's going to keep adding, but it's going to keep adding to the current state of bears by 1. Otherwise, they have another function that will reset it seems like it will reset everything, because it will reset it back to 0 right here. That's what it definitely looks like that they're doing here with this function. There is another one called update bears. It's gonna take the new bears. It's gonna update the current bears with the new bears. So that's what it definitely looks like this function is doing with the update bears. So when I think about implementing Zustand state for a light and dark mode, based off what the store is telling us here, I am thinking we're gonna, because typically when you think about dark and light mode, you think about like toggling, and the toggling is like when I hear anybody say toggle, I think about like a light switch. When you toggle on the light switch, it either goes up and it turns up the light, or it goes down and it turns off the light. So that's like toggling, and we're gonna go ahead and do that here, and we're gonna go with in my mind I was thinking true and false, but feel free to let me know what your other thoughts are besides just using true and false. So we can definitely go now. Oh yes, I know. Oh, I see. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yes. That is redundant, but yeah, I wanted to make sure that people understood what tech stack guy was using, so I definitely understand what you're talking about over. So yes, that's so funny. Okay, no, that's on me, because I made it say state, but I want to make sure you understood what tech stack I was using to work with state management today. That's so funny. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm looking here. Okay, cons. One thing I'm thinking about here is that typically with React, you want to go ahead and make sure that the item that you implement, you can go ahead and use somewhere else. Oh, I see. Are you German as well? Is that why? Okay, typically with React, you want to be able to go ahead and use it somewhere else. And if I want to go ahead and use it somewhere else, I need to be able to export that file. So we're going to go ahead and say export const use theme store. Because we're going to say that we're going to use this theme store. And we're going to say create set. And we're going to go ahead and do it like this. But we're gonna go ahead and save our theme. It's gonna be light mode currently, but we're gonna go ahead and toggle our theme. So it's gonna be a function. So it's gonna go ahead and take a function. And in this one, we're gonna go ahead and say set state to whatever theme is equal to state dot theme. create. Oh, I did not know that. That is pretty awesome. Oh my goodness, what time is it at your time right now? Okay, so we're gonna create. Yeah. Okay, so when you typically create, yes. I think I did. Okay, so export cons use theme, and we're gonna go ahead and create it, and we're gonna say the the function, the theme state. I am just thinking, because if I'm using TypeScript, I definitely want to adhere to TypeScript rules as well. And I think all of this is written in JavaScript. So if I'm thinking about TypeScript wise, if I'm gonna go ahead and think about TypeScript wise, I want to go ahead with TypeScript. Typically when you think about TypeScript, it's a little bit, it's more strict on the rules of the certain types that you have to go do it. Oh my goodness, that seems like it's midnight? Midnight your time, that's what it seems like. And when I think, so thank you for staying up and thank you for hanging out for a bit. Appreciate you stopping by. So when I think about the themes, adhering to TypeScript rules, I think about having certain types. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and implement an interface. And what this interface is gonna do, yep, okay, that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and do the interface theme state. And we're gonna go ahead and say that theme is either equal to light or it's equal to dark. So it has to be a string, and it can only adhere to only two items. And as you can see right here, theme and then toggle theme, we're gonna tell it that you're gonna accept a function. So, and with this function, you're not gonna get any, you're not anticipated to go ahead and return anything back. So that's why we're gonna go ahead and return void back. Oh, that felt weird for a second there. Okay, so when we create it, we're gonna go ahead and pass our theme state. Theme state. Oh no. Create the theme state. Theme state. Okay, it's gonna go ahead and create the theme state, and it's gonna go ahead. We're gonna do that, and then that. We're gonna go ahead. This one closes this one. Oh wait, we need two. Okay, so we're gonna take the state of whatever it currently is, and we're gonna go ahead and check. That's me. If the theme that gets passed in.
At Ralph's Pharmacy, our pharmacists.
Oh, sorry about that ad.
Don't know what you need? We can help. We have COVID.
And we're gonna check to see if the state's theme is equal to either, if it's equal to light, then if that's true, if it's equal to light, so what we're gonna write here is a ternary. So state theme is equal to light if this is true, or else if it's false, equal, it will be dark or it'll be light. Did I miss? Okay, so it's gonna close, and then it's gonna close. Ooh. Theme is equal to. Did it wipe that out? It doesn't like that. Oh. Set state, and you're gonna go ahead and do that, and theme is gonna be updated to whatever. Let me add it all together one line at the moment. And then, so we're gonna. Hi, Eddie. Long time no see. Hopefully you're not working and hopefully you're enjoying some good carne asadas. Please post pictures. We're all talking. Oh my goodness. Okay, so in the LGT group, they were talking about how salsa is made with basil. You have to debunk that. Let them know. I've thought about that before. I thought about that before too as well, Mover. But then with state, it does make sense to go ahead and implement state management. Oh yay, that's good. Elder, who are you baking your cake for? Oh my goodness. What flavor? It matters on what flavor. Yeah, Mover. So, hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. Please feel free to let me know how to pronounce it as well. But I have thought about that before as to why you would need state management, because if state's already implemented in, but I guess it depends. It really. But then the thing is that if you think about it, as your application begins to scale and you have a lot of different other states to manage, it becomes like it becomes out of control. So having a state management in a centralized area where you can be like, hey, I know, and I can point to that state area that this state is not working. I never know if you guys can hear me during ad, but then, yes, as I was saying that, as this application continues to scale, the state will scale as well. And how and where are you going to pinpoint down that state? So with state management, at least you know you can go to one specific area. For me, as I continue to build out this application, I know that if I have any problems with state, I can always go to store. Because in my store folder, I know that's where all my states are going to be handled. So I don't have to go through and look up, hey, where did I put that state in that one file? Because, yeah, it could be in different area. Oh, I see. Oh, no. Okay, so I'm kind of, in my head, I kind of know a little bit about Lambda functions, but in my head, Lambda functions are anonymous. Aren't they I wouldn't call it anonymous functions, but Lambda functions allow you to make, how do I want to phrase this? Like, your Lambda functions are supposed to allow you to make and create your own functions on the whim, correct? I've only used them for algorithm purposes. I've never done it for project wise, so I could be wrong. And I know that, say for instance, you can do like, if you want to go ahead and sort, you can go ahead and do like and you want to, because I think about like intervals. I don't know if you ever use a lambda function to sort intervals, but you want to go ahead and sort by the start time. Then you can go ahead and implement a lambda function. So yeah, I am curious, because do you use lambda functions in Python to go ahead and work with state that way? And you update state via lambda functions as well? Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Because, yeah, I thought lambda functions were, if you don't have access to a certain function, or if you want to create something quickly on the whim, lambda functions are great to go to. My understanding, of course. So feel free to let me know. So I'd love to know your thought process as well. Yeah, okay. Sorry, let's go back to this. Okay, so in this toggle theme function, that's good to hear, Eddie. You're not working today. I hope you're eating really, really good carne asadas. I bet you're making, I bet you make mad ones. Really, really good ones. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and set state. We're gonna say, hey, you're... Oh, hello. Okay. Set state 1 2 1. Nope. Okay, so you're missing there. And what does this errors? Argument of type theme state is not assignable to parameter of type theme state. So my situation is not assignable to type a state, a theme state partial. Is not assigned, so type. So state is equal to theme state, correct? And then this is this a string. Oh, I see. Okay. State theme. Okay. Let me just fix this quickly. Well, I want to go ahead and make this all into one line. Theme is equal to lay. Okay. So this should be able. Can you read this? I think it should be okay. We can put it right here. Okay, I think this should be okay. But with this function right here, we're able to go ahead and update state. And we're saying that, hey, in this function for the theme store, we're gonna go ahead and check if this condition is true. If it's not true, then it should be dark, else it will be light mode. So yeah, okay, so I'm using Zustand for the state management there. I don't know about you, but maybe like I've been hurt in my Excel file world that I'm like, I always need to save. Oh, sorry, I had to grab the charger there. But I don't know about you, but maybe I've been so hurt in my Excel world that I'm like, I always need to save, because if you don't save that Excel file and all of a sudden that Excel file crash, how are you gonna get it back? So I like to save every so often, and I say the word save, but I mean to push here. So yeah, okay, commit -m, add it in theme store. Feel free to let me know what your thoughts are as well, because I'm trying to make my commit messages very thorough and understanding as well. So yeah, feel free to let me know what you guys typically write for your Git push or your Git messages. Oh, I see. Like because you're saying that this function right here, like the toggle theme function right here, this is like a lambda function. You know, it could be, because like when I think about lambda functions, aren't they like when I think about lambda functions, I think about like quick off the whim kind of function, and in a way, doing toggle theme is similar from my experience. Feel free to let me know differently too as well. Is that they are similar, the lambda functions in the toggle theme, but I don't know if, and I'm not the best expert for you, but I definitely will take a look at it, because you got me kind of curious, because I am thinking that it could be. So, but I definitely have to look into it for you. But I'm kind of curious now, because at the end of the day, are we writing like lambda functions? So I definitely have to take a look, because that's a good question you have there. Yeah. Oh, I see. Because I just want to make sure my understanding of lambda function is similar to yours as well. Is basically you can create anything into. Oh, I don't know if I would phrase it like that. That doesn't seem like the right way to phrase it. But so essentially anything is a lambda function, where you can say that take this x and turn it into a result. That's your understanding of the lambda function too as well. I just want to make sure we're on the same page for lambda functions. And so that you don't think of lambda function differently. Okay. Okay, then now, okay, so we went ahead and created this store. Now we have to go ahead and bind our components. And you can use this hook anywhere. Oh yes, I definitely know what you mean, because you can say you have to say like function and yet yeah, with doing that function this is like a function declaration, because you have to do function and then name, update, and then whatever the parameters it's gonna go ahead and take in. And yeah, because my understanding is, yeah, so yeah, a lambda function isn't that, because that's like a function declaration. So yeah, but then with the lambda function, you know it's a lambda function because it's always proclaimed with a lambda in front of it, correct? Okay, I'm just making sure I saved it. There's no other items to it. I I definitely want to make sure I'm doing this correctly too, because I haven't had, let's see, I don't have a database yet, so as of right now, I'm gonna, because I know that if I want the settings the users choose to persist, I could set it into local storage, but my only thing about the local storage that I don't want to the only thing about the local storage that I don't want to use, or the reason why I don't want to use the local storage, because later down the road I will definitely be using a database. So I don't know if I want to go ahead and implement all of that yet. But what I definitely will do right now is I definitely want to go ahead and do some testing. I think that'd be good just to make sure that my theme store function fully works as intended. And I was looking at Cypress. As a person who's making this as a side project, I need it to be low budget. So it depends on what the price is they're quoting me here. So I have to look at the plans just to make sure. For team started experience in testing with Cypress app. Okay, so a UI monitor easily track, monitor, and visualize the coverage of your UI. Accessibility. Included test results. So test results you can do up to 500 a month. I'm just trying to think, am I gonna do more than 500? Well, I have more than 50 users. At this time, no. But if anything, test replay. It doesn't have any flake detection though. I think it should still be okay. We're gonna go ahead and do this with Cypress. 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 Cypress, yes. And if anything happens or anything was the case, if I do get more than 50 users, I can definitely like upgrade or move on, or I can definitely import a whole new technology. I don't intend to at the moment, but we'll definitely look into it as we continue to grow as well. Test your application with open source app, scale your testing, UI coverage, accessibility checks. I really like that. So we're gonna component testing. That's what I was more interested in. Build and test your UI components in isolation. Okay, so it seems like this will only like at the component level, but will it work? Because I want to write tests for my stores as well, and will that work as well? Readable tests. I like that because to me this seems like similar to Playwright, and I really like Playwright because it was really easy to figure out. Okay, so to me, it seems like Cypress is going to be more of end-to-end testing. It seems like it'll be more end-to-end testing. So I might not do this right now. We're gonna keep looking into it. I don't feel comfortable with doing Cypress testing right now because it seems like it's a lot of end-to-end testing. So I might be okay with not doing it right now. And we'll go ahead with Jess at the moment to do some unit testing. And with Jess, we're going to go ahead and download. So what I want to do is go ahead and do unit testing. So I want to do like a small portion testing of the code, and I was thinking of using Cypress, but Cypress seems like it's really handful for end-to-end testing, and I'm not trying to do any end testing right now. So we'll definitely do it later on. But right now, I definitely want to work on doing some unit testing and some integration testing. End-to-end testing will definitely come, but as of the moment, I'm just worried about doing unit testing right now, and I think Jess would be great for that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do Jess then. Whew. Let's go ahead and get started. Just testing React. Set up with yeah, I have. Okay, so I've written some unit tests before, and I've done that in a separate different project. But in this project, I haven't written any tests for this project yet, but I would like to, just to make sure that my functions are fully operating the way it's intended, or even if state is operating as intended as well. So let's keep looking. There was a command. There was one. Okay, so I'm looking for something like this because this one is just Jess, but I would like to have React testing library added to it as well. So we're gonna go ahead and get this one so we can add dash m added in just testing. And I want to describe it. So describes blocks, groups, tests that are related. You can think of it like a folder. It are for individual tests. Okay, no, that's helpful because okay, where did it go? Okay, the store. Well, we can definitely test the dashboard as well, but let's go ahead and test the store. Let's test the dashboard first because with the theme store, it's gonna be testing a function. So I guess it's okay to go ahead and test a function. Let's go ahead and do it like this. Typically, I know other people, when they typically write tests, they like to store all their tests together in one folder. And the way I like to do it is to go ahead and put a test in each file, because you're always going to go ahead and import. Because yes, you have to go ahead and import that file every time to test it to make sure that it's written the way that you intend it to be written. So I am gonna go. It's crazy that you have to think of all these folder structures, because I had to think about these folder structures before of how I want my test files to go ahead and look like. Yeah. Feel free to let me know what the pros and cons are that you have encountered with test files as well. I'd love to know. themestore.test.tsx. So typically when you do anything with test files, you will add that test. So we're gonna go ahead and do our test. So for this one, we're gonna go ahead and say our describe of the block, and we're gonna describe our theme store. And within it, we're gonna say that it, as for its individual units. This one, for this application, I want to go ahead and build. I want to go ahead and build a website that I can, or an application that I can use to help automate my social media postings. I like to write statuses here, and I like to write statuses on X and Blue Sky. But for me, I found it really tedious, open, close each application. And if I can go ahead and streamline the process and just only write one status one time for both applications, I think that would save me a lot of time, because I post the same statuses on both websites. And I feel like for me, it does take a lot of time to open, close. So if I can go ahead and automate this, I think this would be very helpful. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. I'm trying to think about how to create applications that can help automate or save time in my life right now. And yeah, so this is what I'm thinking of. This is what I'm definitely wanting to go ahead and do. And if it lets me write it won't let me write it, huh? It. Okay, let me write it, please. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, is it mad at me about that? Because I know that the individual blocks of testing, so you can go ahead and add it into the describe blocks. So I am curious why it's mad at me. Okay, so for the theme store, we're gonna test to see it. Theme should be light, as indicated, because as you can see here, the theme should be light right here. Okay. And then here, I forgot to say, so we're gonna have to import theme store. Okay, and what? Did you need to install type definitions for a test runner? Try, and it adds just from Mocha to any types. That's interesting. Did it not go through then? Let me see what my npm was. I didn't add any of the types. Okay, let me go ahead. I love these warnings as well because they've been very helpful and very thorough with the error messages. So let me grab this part. Let me go ahead and paste it down here. Okay. Let's do git add, git commit dash m, add it in just types for Jess. Interesting. Okay, so when I added that and I pushed it, okay. Cannot find describe. Did you need to install type definitions for a test runner? Interesting, because if I look at the packages, types are already added. See, types.jess is already added. So this one shouldn't be airing out. Describe. Interesting. I want to go ahead and do look this up. I still use Stack Overflow. Anybody still use that? I feel like it's a very nostalgic thing and no one really uses that anymore. So I hope I'm not the only one who still uses it. Yeah, but okay, see, as they stated, they had that error as well, and they have it added as well. Oh, make sure that you have these linked in the tsconfig file, which I don't think I do. Types. Oh, okay. V client. I need to add it here, just. And then I need to add it here, node. Do I need node? I think they have. Okay. Let's check it out. Where did my test go? Oh, it's no longer not mad at us. Great, great. Okay, I'm gonna do it like this. Okay, I'm gonna write a simple one. We're gonna say it's not a component that we're looking for. This isn't a component item either. So I'm gonna go ahead and test that it should be like expect theme screen get by text. Not screen get by text. I am going to here. We'll get a mocking soon, so I'm kind of excited to see mocking. So okay, what we can do here is we're gonna have a matcher, but I want it to have good matchers. Let's go ahead and see. Hopefully the music is not too loud, so Okay, so what we're gonna do. So, default theme. Okay, so what I want to go ahead and say to do here. It should initialize with default theme as light. And here, I wonder if they just matchers. Because there are a lot more matchers that we could definitely use as well. We can even do something like expect 2 plus 2 to be. Although this doesn't have anything to do with the component yet, what we can definitely do is to make sure our test is running. So it's stated we can do npm test. npm test, right? Getting started. Okay, so you do that. Here we run from the command line. I think we have global. Global. Ooh. My eyes are getting a little bit watery. I don't have an npm test. Okay, I don't have an npm test here. Just to make sure. I think I have to add it in. Sure, follows the comma. I think I can do npm test. Yeah, ours is in Mocha. What? Not npm start. Oh, yay! As you can see, we did npm test and then theme store right here. Because we added test to our packages and we got it working by saying npm test. As you can see, expect 4 to 4 to equal 5. I anticipate writing it like this. The test should not pass. So let's go ahead and run it. Exactly. Oh, yay! High fives. That means that we got it working there. Because we expected it to be 5, but we actually really received 4. So perfect. So that means that we know that our test is actually running for our unit testing. So let's go ahead. Okay, perfect. So we updated package.json script there to make it run npm test with that script there. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so based off of my knowledge, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and import the use theme store, and we're gonna go ahead and use functions from that use theme store, or even the themes in the the functions, any variables that are being held in there. So let's go ahead and say, oops, yeah, that's okay. Const theme. We're gonna pull out that theme from we're gonna pull out that theme from the use theme store. We're gonna pull out that theme from the use theme store function. Would it help to see it side by side? Maybe it'll help to see it side by side. Typically when I'm writing function, I'm like, oh, what was that I was writing about? And then we're gonna say that the use theme store dot the get state of it. We're gonna anticipate that this theme, expected theme, whatever we're gonna receive from it, is gonna be to be in light mode. Alright, let's go ahead and run this test. The default. Oh, okay, you cannot import. Just failed to parse a file. This happens when your code or dependency uses non-standard JavaScript syntax. I think it's because I'm using TypeScript. Is it because I'm using just TypeScript? Remember seeing that earlier, not ESLint, but TypeScript wise. So make sure you follow. There are some caveats because TypeScript support purely transpilation tests will not. Type check your tests as they run. I wanted to check my type too, so we're going to go ahead and use the types as well. Okay. You still fail. Cannot use import statement outside a module. Import use theme store. Using exporter name as identifier for default import. Did you mean to use import? It doesn't like that though. It's for const theme state I don't think I added it in. Okay, so let's look at Babel. I don't think I have a Babel file though. Module that exports. I can see that being more tsconfig. Are you a tsconfig situation? Babel? I don't think there's any Babel. But what I can definitely do, Babel. Package.log. Node module exports. Yeah, I don't think. Okay, so they're all in. 80 babbles are all in package.log.json, but that's not what we're looking for either. Ready for the command line, additional configuration. So you're gonna generate a basic configuration based on your project. Jess will ask you a couple questions, and it will do that for you. Jess can be using Vite. TS config. I think JSX allow.js. Do I need a just config for TS TypeScript? Sometimes you need more configuration by power. It is recommended to define the configuration in the dedicated JavaScript, TypeScript, or JSON file. I see. Okay, so we'll have to create. Oops, sorry, not a folder, but a just a config.ts. In the TS, we're gonna say hey, and we're gonna import a type of config from just. Should simply export an object. So we're gonna export this object. Const config is equal to whatever config is bringing back, and verbose true. Default config. I like typing it out, although you could copy and paste. There's something about being able to go ahead and write it as well. Oh, test environment. Is it because I don't have JS.DOM? Our just test was running just fine. By default, no modules folders is ignored by transformer, so we know that that part was just failed to parse the file. This happens when your coder dependencies use non-standard JavaScript syntax. So when it says that, then I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, I definitely should probably implement the TypeScript. So I did install the TypeScript item for it. If you're trying to use TypeScript, then you need to do this. And I swear, I thought I did that. Okay, so you're gonna install. Actually, so we went and we installed this part. So then you want me to use their type definitions. So I need to go ahead and install that then. I see. I also yeah, definitely have to keep looking into this. But this was a little fun. I'm sorry that we got to this little stop like this, but let's definitely do some more soon. And hopefully we'll get over this hump and get this going a little faster. So thank you for hanging out with me today on this Sunday. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. We'll be back and we'll do more of this project together. Thank you for hanging out with me, everybody. Yeah, it's my dinner time, so I'm gonna get